Good evening. It's Mandy Young speaking. I am a psychologist and eco-psychologist. Welcome to this week's weekly wilderness webinar, where our focus will be on career change and career development. So as a psychologist, I love taking a journey alongside clients to empower them to live their greatness. I believe that within each one of us, there's this unique, amazing ability to do something that nobody else can do and fulfill a really powerful destiny, just with a little bit of support and help and growing in insights and understanding. So I've been doing that work for about 26 years now. I also am very passionate as an eco-psychologist. So one of my favorite mentors is Howard Kleinbell, and he wrote the book Healing Yourself, Healing the World. He says that psychological theories are like ripples on a pond. They build upon and emanate from one another. So the outermost ripple for me is looking at how we interact with the beautiful wildlife and wild places around us. So that's my passion as an eco-psychologist. I've spent several decades now observing wild animals with social behavior, namely the white lions, elephants, mountain gorillas, wild meerkats, swimming with dolphins, African wild dogs, and spending time walking and talking with tribal people, the Maasai and the Bushmen. And from them, I have learned that good mental health and environmental sustainability go hand in hand. So I love to take a journey, a wild journey with people to awaken their wild within, basically to observe wild animals, tribal people, swim with the dolphins to gain personal and professional insights. I know that we don't always have time and the finance to do that. So I've also introduced weekly wilderness webinars where we can have a little bit of a wildlife safari online and observe some wild animal footage as a platform for some really important discussions. Nature is just such a harmonious place. It's a place where we can relax, where we can just unconditionally be who we are without feeling like we have to meet certain criteria or conditions or expectations. And it gives us a place to be creative. So I'm inviting you online to be creative as we observe our wildlife host for this evening, which is a venomous Russel snake in India. And I'll show you the video footage of that shortly, to discuss what is required as we begin to consider career development and career changes. So let me just share the screen with you, and we will begin to watch the video. Hope that you can all see the video okay. As you watch, just take some notes, just relax, just there's no right or wrong answers here, just focus on what you see, notice what you experience, write down any thoughts or ideas, and we will discuss that after the video is complete. Greetings. So we had a great opportunity there to see a venomous Russel viper in India shedding its skin. I know that you probably have a lot of ideas and thoughts, and I look forward to you sharing those with me. But I'm just going to share a few of my own. So the first thing I noticed is that before the shedding of the skin started, the snake was basking in the sun, almost like he was just getting ready, warming up, getting ready, preparing for the transformation. I think often when we think about career change, not so much career development as well, we're often not in that kind of space. We're not in that sunning ourselves, relaxed, embracing the warmth around us kind of space. We're often in a state of desperation or depression. And it's often not a good idea in that kind of mindset to make big changes. So my first recommendation that I think our beautiful snake shows us is that before you begin change or growth or transformation, it's really important to just get to know who you are, get to know yourself. And at the end of this, I'm going to offer an opportunity for ongoing career development and change. And it starts with 3 individual sessions to sun yourself, get to know yourself, and be in a good space to begin to be creative and to make some changes. And the second thing I noticed is that the old skin was so different to the new skin. The old skin was so dead and lifeless. And I think if we stay in a career that really is meaningless to us, is boring, has no purpose, has no opportunity for stepping up, it becomes really dry and dull and meaningless and lifeless. And I think in contrast, as you begin to see the new skin emerging, it has such beautiful, rich, complex colors. And I think the tapestry of a new skin has just so much more depth to it and is just so much more vibrant. So very much encourage you to always be in a process of transformation and change. It needs to obviously alternate with times of stability and times of just settling down and times of rest and restoration. But I think there's always a need for shedding the skin. And I think as our commentator on the video said, often when we're younger and less experienced, shedding skin takes place more often. As we get a little bit more older, more mature, more experienced, there's less need for shedding skin, less need for transformation. But there's always an excitement in ongoing growth, learning new things, learning new skills, exploring new perspectives, listening to other people's perspectives, having adventures in life, having fun. That's really what life is all about. And that's what keeps us really energetic. The other thing I noticed is that as that skin started to shed, it needed 2 different focuses. One of the focuses came from within. That's Russell Viper needed to use those internal muscles to move itself forward. It was no use just waiting for the skin to do it itself. It needed to move forward with the internal strength. Hence the importance of us starting off by really focusing on our inner strengths, our inner resources, basking in the sun before we even begin this journey. And then the other things that contributed towards the shedding of the skin was the external environment. As it moved through challenges in its environment, they also helped the growth and the transformation and moving out of the old and moving into the new. But the pace was steady and slow. It didn't, and change for us is the same. It's not like overnight we miraculously become the most amazing new career or the most amazing leader in our company. It takes time. It takes step-by-step progress, consistent progress. And one of the things I want to offer you if you engage with an ongoing course for career change and development is to consistently develop some amazing strategies for growth, to maintain your excellence consistently with the right kind of balance between energy and restoration and moving forward, and using a lot of I keep wanting to say energy. I have to think of a different word. Okay, so the growth is slow and steady. Okay, it's not just sudden. I think we need to give ourselves space and time to shift and change. We suddenly try to accelerate out of our skin. We might be left with skin that's not quite ready to be exposed. We might be left feeling very vulnerable and unsteady. If we never moved and the dead skin just stayed there without us moving out of it, again, there would be that same sense of stagnation, of not really achieving anything new or anything exciting. We'd get bored. So it's very important to realize the pace at which you go. And possibly one of the last things is that as the skin was shed and as there was a new transformation, the snake didn't just stop there. The snake was now ready to hunt. The snake was now ready to be competitive, now ready to take on new resources, now ready not just to survive, but to thrive. So thank you for joining me on this short weekly wilderness webinar focusing on career development and change. And I said at the end, I was going to offer you an ongoing course. So the ongoing course is going to include 3 individual sessions. Then it's going to include 5 sessions where we focus, still carry on with internal development, develop a mindset for success. Then we're going to move on to those 6 habits of high performance, 6 ways of consistently creating an ability to perform and reproduce at a very high level. Then if your career change involves going out on your own, you've been working for a corporate and now you want to branch out and be your own boss and develop your own small business, I'd like to offer you another 8 weeks where you can develop your own website, your own brand that really expresses who you are and what you offer, and then some incredible skills for sharing with others what it is that you have to offer, because it's no use being amazing at what you do when nobody knows about that. You need to be able to tell them in a way that they really know what it is you're going to offer them, and that really excites them and they realize how it can change their lives. And also how to choose the right kind of people or groups of people that you would like to influence. So I look forward to an ongoing journey with you towards career development and career change. And thank you for joining me this evening. I really look forward to any insights you have to share as you watch the video of the venomous Russel viper moving out of its skin, and we can learn together. Good night and have a great evening.